In the history of Western cinema, few names command as much respect and admiration as Clint Eastwood and John Wayne. These two icons, each a legend in his own right, helped define the genre and left an indelible mark on Hollywood. However, their paths were not always harmonious. A notable feud between Eastwood and Wayne highlighted their contrasting approaches to filmmaking and their different visions of the American West. John Wayne emerged as a dominant force in Western films during the mid-20th century, known for his imposing presence, charismatic heroism, and moral clarity. Wayne epitomized the classic Western hero. His characters often embodied the spirit of American frontier justice, portraying a black and white world where good always triumphed over evil. Films like Stagecoach, The Searchers, and True Grit solidified his status as the quintessential cowboy, a symbol of rugged individualism and unyielding bravery. Clint Eastwood, on the other hand, rose to stardom in the 1960s thanks to his iconic role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy. Eastwood's portrayal was a stark contrast to Wayne's. His characters were mysterious, morally ambiguous, and often resorted to violence to achieve their ends. Films like A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly introduced a grittier, more cynical vision of the West. By the 1970s, Eastwood was a household name, and his transition to directing began to shape his legacy further. The feud between Eastwood and Wayne came to a head with the release of Eastwood's 1973 film, High Plains Drifter. This movie, only Eastwood's second directorial effort, was a critical and commercial success. However, it drew sharp criticism from John Wayne. High Plains Drifter was a dark, violent fable that featured Eastwood as a mysterious drifter hired by a town to protect them from a trio of vengeful criminals. The film's tone and content were a significant departure from the traditional westerns Wayne was known for. Wayne expressed his disapproval in a letter to Eastwood, criticizing the film for its depiction of the West and the people who pioneered it. According to Eastwood, Wayne's letter stated that the film wasn't really about the people who pioneered the West, highlighting a fundamental disagreement about the portrayal of Western life. Eastwood responded by explaining that High Plains Drifter was meant to be a fable, not a realistic depiction of pioneering drudgery. This exchange underscored the generational and stylistic divide between the two actors. John Wayne's westerns had moral clarity. Wayne's films often presented a clear distinction between good and evil. His characters were embodiment of righteousness and moral integrity, often triumphing over villains through sheer will and presence. Heroic persona. Wayne's characters rarely relied on graphic violence. His intimidating presence and moral authority were enough to displace enemies. Traditional values. Wayne's films celebrated the pioneering spirit, emphasizing themes of justice, honor, and the taming of the wild frontier. Clint Eastwood's westerns had moral ambiguity. Eastwood's characters were often morally complex, with a darker, more cynical outlook on life. The lines between good and evil were blurred, reflecting a more nuanced view of human nature. Graphic violence. Eastwood did not shy away from depicting violence. His films often featured brutal, unflinching portrayals of conflict, resonating with the gritty reality of frontier life. Introspective and innovative. Eastwood's films explored deeper psychological themes and social commentary. His directorial approach brought a fresh, innovative perspective to the genre. The clash between Eastwood and Wayne symbolized a broader shift in Hollywood and the evolution of the Western genre. Wayne's traditional heroic westerns represented the ideals of a bygone era, while Eastwood's gritty, realistic films ushered in a new age of storytelling. This transition reflected changing societal attitudes and a growing appetite for more complex, authentic narratives. Despite their differences, both Eastwood and Wayne left an indelible mark on the Western genre. Wayne's legacy as the archetypal cowboy continues to inspire, while Eastwood's groundbreaking work as an actor and director has expanded the boundaries of the industry. Their rivalry, rooted in a deep passion for storytelling and a love for the Western myths, ultimately enriched the cinematic landscape. The feud between Clint Eastwood and John Wayne was more than just a personal disagreement. It was a clash of artistic visions and generational values. Their differing approaches to the Western genre highlighted the evolving nature of Hollywood and the enduring appeal of Western narratives. While their styles were distinct, both actors contributed significantly to the genre, ensuring that the legacy of the Western remains vibrant and diverse.